Hello everyone and welcome back to 4KB Shorts Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program. If you've noticed, we're back at the Hitchhiker 1. Oops. It looks like I used up all the fuel out of that. I did not realize I'd done that. So yes, we are back at the Hitchhiker 1. We are going to absolutely use it to not drain the tanks out of this. But we are absolutely going to use it to try to get to Duna, I think. And it's very important that I put the fuel back in this and disable the crossfeed. So we're going to do that first. I did not realize it had drained the tank out of the rucksack before it had drained the tank out of the hitchhiker. So a little bit of fuel down there, but that's okay. So we want to disable. Here it is. It's a little low, so I gotta get it up here. Disable crossfeed. Now that will keep it from draining fuel out of the rucksack this time. If I need it, we can use it, but I'd rather not. Okay, so this part's going to be a little boring. Mostly because all we gotta do is get out to Duna. Sounds easier than it is, I'm sure. And we need Duna's phase angle, which I don't have, and that is not it. That is phase angle. We should be right about here, I think, for that particular intercept point. So this may actually be a little different, but let's see what we can do with what we have on hand. Now, which direction are we going? We're going, okay, we're going down and up, which means we need to shoot out that way. If not that way, then like when we spin around, we'll shoot out the other way, but that might not work for us very well. The thing that's going great for us right now is the fact that we have so little gravity to work with. That's really our main thing right now, because if you look, that's a 237 meter per second burn, and it's done that because we have absolutely no orbit. Oh, we're going backwards. Okay, so if I wanted to get to Moho, I could probably just burn this way for a while and almost get to Moho. but we're not going to go to Moho. We're going to Duna. So to do that, we need to get my thing back. Come here. There's so much stuff wrapped around Duna. It's or excuse me, wrapped around Kerbin, that it's hard to do this. Okay, here we go. We're burning backwards. Yeah, we can't burn in that direction apparently. Because because that's reverse of Kerbin orbit, which means we won't be flying out into the solar system, we'll be flying into the solar system. So before we even do this, let's do this on Minmus, so this will be easier. We need to spin ourselves around the other way. Or not. Oh, okay, I get it. I get it now. We want to go out this way. Like this. Like that. That's what we want to do. We don't want to go that way, we want to go that way. So we just go on the bottom of our orbit. Who cares, right? We are going to be a little bit off. A lot of bit off. Hey, that's okay, right? Oop, oop. Oh, what are the chances it'll land perfectly or something? That would be great. Be like, here, do it now. Burn in 3 seconds. What? Nope. Now we can fiddle with this if we really wanted to. We can, like, you know, do this or do this. We can even burn farther out than we need to and come back if we wanted to. But really, I should really just wait for the phase angle to be correct. And unfortunately, I don't have my protractor mod. I really wish I did. I really wish I did. I keep forgetting to put it on. I downloaded it, I have it, and I just don't put it on. But if I had put it on, we would be able to see the phase angles correctly versus the phase angles that we're currently seeing, which is for the moon. And that's the only phase angle I have. So yeah, I can get a great phase angle on the moon, but not much else. But we've gone to Duna a few times, and I'm pretty sure the phase angle is pretty close to where we're at now. If we're not at it, we're coming up to it. Okay, everybody, I think I figured it out. Apparently, due to my erratic location around Minmus, my north-south orbit, which is orbiting around Kerbin and so on and so forth, I'm not actually supposed to burn straight out like I was trying to. I have to burn out sideways. Like that. And that will get me into an intercept with Duna, apparently. I have no periapsis on Duna. I don't know why. I think it's trying to calculate too many things. So it is showing that I'll get an intercept, but it doesn't say how far away I'll be, so this is going to be a bit of luck. But I'm going to go ahead and start my burn in 2 hours, 6 minutes, 23 seconds, and then we'll adjust as we go out, because it'll be easier to adjust out here than it is right here. And hopefully we'll be able to get super close to Duna, and we'll start mapping Duna. Woohoo! So I'll see you guys out in the middle of space somewhere. Yay! Alright everyone, in all my wonderful glory I was able to maneuver a little bit more and get us into a 3.6 million kilometer orbit. I know, not super epic or anything, but with as much fuel as we used, roughly 8 minutes worth, that's not so bad. Not so bad at all. So, we're going to be heading towards Duna now. There's really not much to do for the moment. I mean, we are moving at 100,000, so we're going to get there pretty quick. But I may do a couple more maneuvers around this area to see if I can get into a north-south polar orbit very easily. And once I have that arc going on, I will pull into an orbit, and I'll let you guys see me do that very quickly. So I will see you guys there in about, I don't know, 5-10 seconds. Okay everyone, we got caught a little bit early, I think. A little bit earlier than predicted, and that's okay. Yeah, there we go. There's Duna. There's the sun. Okay. Now I want to kind of roll this on top so that we don't have to use a lot of fuel. So I'm going to try to do that around here. And to do that I need to do a couple of things. And that's not one of them. So I've never really done this before, so I'm just going to have to kind of test it out and see how it works. Oh, is that Gilly there? Am I actually wrapping around? Or not Gilly, excuse me. Is that Ike? Am I encountering Ike? Oh, look, there's an Ike encounter. If I wanted to do an Ike encounter, that would be easy enough. I do want to go up. How much fuel would this cost me to do? I'm just messing around with this right now because I'm not 100% sure what I'm supposed to, not what I'm supposed to be doing, but how easy it'll be to get where I want to be. Alright, so there's that. It's 1 million meters up, roughly double the height that we'd like to be. So let's see if we can bring that in a little bit. Will slowing down here help? Not enough. 1.4. Oop. It's fighting me. Yeah, not enough. If I sped up, it'd help, but... Okay, so I'm getting kind of used to how it works. I'm going to delete that because I mucked it all up. And we'll try a new one. We'll try another one. There we go. It was not being helpful. Okay, so we want to do this first, right? We want to go... Well, we want it to work for us, but it's apparently not wanting to work for us. Let's exit the map and come back in, and maybe that will help. Sometimes the buttons get all weird on us. Nope! It does not want to work for us right now. It's being all weird. Come on. There we go. Just get closer with the buttons. That's how that works. Okay, so we want to go that way. Now that will put us into Duna. That'll slam us right into Duna, and we don't want that. So we want that. And what will that be? 523,000? I think I'll bring it down a little bit. 297,000, bring it up a little bit. 319,000, think that'll work? 312? Yeah, why not? Just kind of fiddle with it a little bit. It won't be perfect no matter what I do, but hey, look, 302. Now, we're probably going to be hauling a bit of booty when we do that, but what I can do is at this point, I can alter our trajectory right now at this area in like 48 minutes, and then as we get closer I will definitely have to slow us down. Okay everybody, at this point in the recording, after I stopped recording and started again, my microphone decided to not work anymore. I'm not sure what happened. Something strange perhaps. So you're gonna see me like, you know, like here I'm moving the camera around talking about, hey look, we're over the top of Duna, this is great, we're doing our deorbit burn and we're moving hella fast and stuff like that, and I was just making commentary, of course, that wasn't being picked up by my microphone, which is really annoying. So because of that, I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to cut out. I'm not sure how much of it's going to remain, but what I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to try to do an overlay commentary, a secondary commentary. I'm not a big fan of it, but I don't want you guys sitting here in the dark going, why isn't he saying anything? Because I've done that in the past with a few minutes worth of video, but for this portion of the video I won't have to do that. So let me go ahead and just nip this part because this is all orbital maneuver crud. And then, because that's what I basically end up saying at the end of this section anyway, is that it's just orbital maneuver stuff. And I will bring you back when we get done mapping Duna. And then from there we'll move on to the next section. So thank you for your patience and your understanding. Okay everybody, here we are. Back, I guess, from my initial mapping section. We did finish mapping Duna, as you can see there in the bottom right, where my mouse is currently pointing. I am talking about how the fact that on the top there, on that little strip I pointed out, and at the bottom there are some black dots and black pixels. Those black dots and black pixels really can't be worked out. You can map it like 2 or 3 more times and maybe get them out, but it will never be perfect. In addition, this map looks a lot like the original map. I'm pointing out where anomalies were, and that was where I crashed my initial landing on Duna in 0.17, and then that, of course, is where I landed my my rescue rover. And I was heading for an anomaly that's down there, and I ended up getting to about that point in 0.17 before 0.18 was released, so I never saw any of the anomalies on Duna. So, and here's the anomalies that we see. I don't think they added any more. So you have that one, and that one. There's really not much else to talk about in this section, unfortunately. I just, pointing out anomalies, poking about the fact that next we're going to go map Ike. And initially I wasn't sure if I was going to do that this video or next video, but I did want to try it out. So I threw up a couple of, well, I very badly threw up a couple of test burn locations. The first one, of course, I did like I was trying to fly back out into space, so I sort of messed it up. And then this one, I didn't realize that I hadn't yet selected Ike as a target, so I was trying to get an intercept without being able to get an intercept until I realized that I needed to set it as target. I blame nostalgia on that. At this point in the video, I was very much remembering the time that I mapped Duna previously, and so I was blaming that. Just so you guys know why I was screwing that up, I do still blame nostalgia on that point. So yeah, I do a few more quick tests here and there to find out if I can get Ike on this pass. As you can see, I did get one intercept. The intercept was not that good to begin with. And if you notice, my delta V is at 236.5. I was not happy with the delta V burn. I felt that it was way too high for what I wanted to get done, and I knew that I could get to Duna with a much lighter burn than that. Or excuse me, get to Ike with a much lighter burn than that. So at this point in the video, I just fiddled with it a little bit more, try to get it as close as possible. Really couldn't do it, really couldn't get it, and I said to myself, and to you guys of course, that I was going to cut, and then when I cut, I was going to try and like loop around a few more times, maybe get Ike to the other side of the planet, and at that point do a slightly better burn. So I wasn't trying to shoot off to the side like that, trying to force my way into an intercepted orbit. So I'll go ahead and cut here, and we'll go ahead and continue in the next portion of the video. So I will see you there. Okay everybody, I had just gotten a capture on Ike. I let it spin roughly halfway back around the planet, and I was surprised by the fact that Ike is in such an odd position in order to catch me at this location. But apparently I was able to somehow just kind of finagle a way into a perfectly nice orbital burn. It still cost me 199.7 meters a second. I was also checking my monopropellant because I needed to do my spin, and I hadn't checked my monopropellant for a while. So for that reason, I just had to make sure that my monopropellant was up. We were, and still are, I believe, roughly at about 50% monopropellant, as you saw there. So at this point, I have no idea what I was talking about. Watching my own video, I can understand how people are like, shut up and get to the point. But yeah, I did fast forward time so you guys could watch the burn. I have been getting some requests to show orbital maneuvers more. which I thought was odd since I've been attempting to cut those out of my videos. But that's really what this is this is just me burning, 1 minute and some odd seconds left, burning towards Ike. Again, I have no idea what I was originally discussing here. It was probably some off-the-wall idea or some off-the-wall comment or thought that I was having. But yeah, I did want to include you guys in this, just as sort of a show, just to say here it is, here's what's going on. Wow. This whole thing could probably be cut out and nobody would really miss anything, but I had originally planned to cut the video at the previous point, but I had gotten so excited to map Ike that I decided to do it here, so that's what we're doing as our orbital burn. Once again, not even sure why I kept this at all. I probably, if it had audio, I would have reviewed it and been like, yeah, that audio is useful, I can use that and keep it in the video. But now that I'm overlaying secondary audio, I'm looking at this going, what the hell was I thinking keeping this in here? And so with all that crap in the way, here's our Ike capture. So I stopped burning because I was concerned about where my capture was versus where my actual, like, where the estimated capture was versus the real capture. But I felt that I had to trust the machine, I had to trust the guide, and so I just let the guide go for a little bit. And I didn't get an exact burn, but I got it close enough. And we close it off, and then there's our burn. And at this point, I was still centered on Duna, and so I do start to fast forward, and I'm like, oh wait, and I skip over back to me. And then we go da 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 da. And captured by Ike, and ready to go. Now I was definitely going to cut the video here, absolutely, and I think I still will. The rest of this is just me doing the same orbital maneuvers I did for Duna, where I wanted to go to a north-south polar orbit, and then from there just burn myself into a circular orbit and then do the mapping. So we'll go ahead and cut here in this portion of the video, and probably cut out a lot more than this considering, and then I will see you in the next section when we actually get a map of Ike. So I will see you there. Okay everyone, here it is, the map of Ike as completed. I did want to mention here both times that I really do love Ike for mapping. It's got one of the cleanest maps. There are some black dots, some black pixels and lines that you can see, but for the most part Ike is very, very, very clean for a map, mostly because it's so tiny. This section of the video is really, really short because I did check for anomalies. There are none on Ike, they did not add any more. I did want to mention that Scott Manley did point out a monolith-covered rock called the Green Rock or the Mystery Rock or something like that hovers around 15 kilometers above Ike. It orbits about 15 kilometers above the surface. If you want, go check out his video, but to see it, I can never get close to it, so I'm not going to try. And then at this portion of the video, of course, I did want to say that in the next video we are going out to Dres. That's our next destination, so that's where we will be going. I was a little disconcerted by the orbit, but we have a little bit of fuel left, so we can try to get out there. So because of that, I think this is going to be about where it cuts. So I would like to thank you all for joining me for Kilobyte Short once again on this Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program. And I will see you next video.